Pellegrini knows the Premier League. He knows what it takes to keep him up. If he knows what it takes to win the league, I know he went to Man City. He knows what it takes.
So what
they're going to finish in the top half of the table. I'll say no.
No, because you just said then he knows what it takes to keep him up.
Yeah.
That implies they're going to be in a relegation fight rather than fighting.
No, he's going to be there with Pellegrini in that team. West Ham are not going to have a relegation. They will not. They will not have problems with Pellegrini in that club. He's a top manager. Look what he did at Villarreal.
Did Big Sam,
top manager.
Did Big Sam Westy start off as bad as you started this season?
No, I rate Big Sam. I love Big Sam. Yeah, I rate it because some of our fans get ahead of themselves. We have one good season, and then all of a sudden, like you spend a couple of million. Yeah, we're going to be challenging for the top 6. I've seen this in my 50 years that I've been supporting us, where we have one good season, and then everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. No. When you build a house, you have to build it with good, strong foundations. Those foundations are not built on one season. If you look at Man City, they had an okay team in 2008. Was that when Sheikh Mansour come in?
Yeah.
So they done a bit then. 2009, 2010, they kept adding to it. Then I think they won their first title just about 2012. Now, because they've won it the first time, they couldn't even retain it.
No.
So that just shows like how difficult it is. Now they're building again. They'll be looking to try and retain it. But no, we're not anywhere near like Arsenal. Pellegrini was a bit of a surprise because he had good money at Malaga. Then he went to Real Madrid, and then he had Aguero and David Silva. Now he's got Declan Rice, Masuaku, Diop. It's totally different. And I really do believe if Big Sam or even Moyes, I think Moyes is underrated. I know people give him a lot of stick, but I think United stitched him up personally.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's a good manager.
Yeah, but
he went to Preston, and he done a brilliant job at Preston. I would ask myself, could Pep go to Preston and do a great job? Could Jose go to Preston and do a great job?
Probably not.
Then he went to Everton, no money, and then they were always like stable. They were always like top 6, top 8 or whatever, I think, for 10 years or whatever it is. That's really difficult. And that's why Sam, you don't like his style, fine. But we wouldn't be in like relegation trouble. I wouldn't be having heart palpitations. But this current side, as I posted on a number of occasions, there's loads. You can see there's loads of talent. We played well in patches against Bournemouth. We played really well for about 70 minutes at the Emirates. So we are playing well in patches, but we just got to think about our game management. And I think we got to work a little bit harder because I'm not sure, but if you check the stats, I know last year it was like the least sprints, the least miles covered. So that's saying you're a bit lazy.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure somebody will, after watching this, will do the stats for me and tell me how high or how low we are. But I believe we're very, very low. You got to put the work in because that's the one thing about Man City. You can say that on 300 grand a week, you can say they're top internationals or whatever. They are putting the work in. They run, they close down, they tackle, they get the ball back, and then they play with it. A lot of the time we stand off and we let people get their heads up, and then if you give people time to get their heads up, they might pick you off for that. But today was good. Today was a nice result.
You were at Everton for years.
Yeah.
And they took the most points off you from any Premiership team. That's a start. So at least he's done something. No matter he went there and he even come out and said, "We'll turn Everton over tomorrow." So you got to back him up. Pellegrini's a top manager.
My next question, I've had one or two people say to me, the West Ham way of playing football. Can somebody please? You're a West Ham fan. I'm sure Fan can you please can you please enlighten can you please enlighten me what?
No, I know you're tired. And listen, don't say his name, no names, but you know you're tired.
What about?
At the end of the day, bro, leave him alone. They've won their game today. Congratulations.
I'm asking West Ham.
The West Ham way. Obviously,
I'm happy to answer.
Yes, please answer.
Answer it.
I'm happy to answer.
I think the West Ham way is always fight. It's like Pellegrini's changing your philosophy.
So what's the West?
No, originally
stay up.
the West
fighting to stay up. You're taking a mick, ain't you?
No, sorry.
They got a West Ham way. They are all West Ham way. Pellegrini's going to change their philosophy. I hope Pellegrini. Do you know? You're so much of a West Ham fan, and you're loyal to your team. I really hope. I really hope the West Ham, the real pedigree delivering you some
Do you
somewhere.
know Ron Greenwood?
I wasn't born.
So you don't know Ron Greenwood or John Lyle?
John Lyle, I've heard of him.
You've heard of John Lyle. When we talk about the West Ham way, there's a lot of West Ham fans who, which is why I suppose they don't get on with like Sam Allardyce. I speak to lots of West Ham fans, go to games and that, and a lot of them would say they would rather be top of the championship, because we're not an Arsenal. We've never won the league or anything. We've never even been runners-up. So we're not deluded fans. And there's a lot of fans who would say they would rather be top of the championship, playing really good, exciting football, keeping the ball on the floor, rather than finishing 17th and then playing dabble football and struggling. And it depends who you are. If you're a board member, you want 150 million Premiership money, because that's all you're interested. If you're a West Ham fan, in my day, we used to have a chance of winning the League Cup, the FA Cup, the Cup Winners' Cup. So every 10 years, every 12 years, 15 years, you'd win something. So for us fans, that was great. It wasn't about just being in the first division. It's like, we got a chance to get into semi-finals when we had players like Trevor Brooking, who I named my son after, or Alan Devonshire. Now today I was watching Anderson. Anderson had the ball a couple of times. He had that young fullback, one against one. And I'm shouting to him like I used to in the chicken run when I used to go and watch Alan Devonshire. Take him on, skin him, skin him. Or when Yossi Benayoun used to play, you 1v1. Skin him, take him on, skin him. It's like, pass it inside, pass it inside. It's like, oh. So for a lot of us, that's the academy of football. Don't forget, you got Jeff Hurst, Martin Peters, Bobby Moore. England's greatest. The only time England have ever won the World Cup, it's not when they had Arsenal players. It's not when they had Man United players. It's when they came through the West Ham East End Academy. And there's a lot of fans.
Shame they never won nothing for West Ham, though, isn't it? Shame they never won nothing for West Ham. What they win? The FA Cup?
FA Cup.
That's all.
Cup Winners' Cup.
Cup Winners' Cup.
Last in the League Cup. I know. But that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Our aspirations, if you're an honest West Ham fan, our aspirations would be, can we win a trophy? We don't care if it's a League Cup or the FA Cup every decade. So you got something. Your aspirations would be totally different.
Allows us to fight
because you were winning the Premiership in 1931 with Herbert Chapman.
Yeah, that's true.
So your history and your tradition is totally different to West Ham. And if any West Ham fans want to debate it, they can debate it with me. Because it's different.
So do you think then West Ham can really banter the likes of Arsenal and United?
No, they can't.
Considering where your team is compared.
Yeah, you can banter. Of course you can banter, because it's a lot of it is a bit of fun.
In reality, you can't, though, innit?
But like, if you're going to be realistic,
exactly, they can't.
We can't challenge for the top four.
Right.
You can challenge for the top four, no doubt.
Of course we are.
And
100%.
Your
100%.
offense, Ozil,
we got it.
Ramsey, Lacazette,
100%.
Aubameyang.
Quality.
Do you know what I mean? Your offense, I posted it on a number of occasions.
One of the best.
Your offense is
West Ham's
potent.
doing music
One of the best. One of the best in Europe.
Yeah, it's just defensively where I think that you're going to be short. And I'm not having a go at Arsenal.
We played good yesterday in the back. Alright, Peter Jacob had a Shaka flip-flop moment. But we played good.
Yeah, but it was Newcastle. What I'm saying is, remember when you played Bayern a couple of years ago? No, a proper Bayern.
Arsene Wenger.
But that should be like a 2-1 win and a 1-0 defeat.
This guy's coming in.
Not 10-1.
No, that's
ridiculous. You're Arsenal.
You can't defend that.
No, you can't defend it. That's the manager. And former Arsenal fans used to support. You can't compare him to him. You can't.
But to get back to there, this is what I'm saying. To eat at that table again.
Yeah, we're in a Champions League to be embarrassed for the last.
I don't know how long it's going to take you to get in it, because everybody else is trying to buy Man City, win it with 100 points, 100 goals. They're about 40 points ahead of you. So what do they go and do? Let's go and buy Mahrez for 65 million. What do? You go to France and find a youngster who got great potential, so I'm not dissing him, but you find a youngster in the second division of France and expect him to be as good as Bernardo Silva, David Silva.
No, I think
it just doesn't work like that.
I think it'd be deluded though if Arsenal fans genuinely thought that. But anyway, let's move on to other teams quickly. I haven't actually got all the results, so today I'm off. So, if any of you two can remember.
Good win for Bournemouth. Bournemouth played well yesterday. 3-0. Was it 4-2?
Yeah, but yeah,
It was
they
4-2,
won that. Like, the 2 goals were in the last minute of that.
Yeah, Bournemouth played very well.
Good manager, good team. Little tiny stadium, but it's their home. Something I regret with Upton Park, because I really believe it makes a difference. They only owns 11,000. Good manager.
Palace had a good win against Brighton, already.
No, it wasn't Brighton, because Brighton got Southampton tomorrow.
They played Huddersfield.
Huddersfield, yeah.
Huddersfield, my bad.
So it's turning out to be quite an interesting.
Like, everyone's been everyone. Like before, everyone can beat everyone.
Yeah.
No one expected Man City to drop points in.
To
was it Wolves?
To Wolves, yeah.
No one expected him.
Do you think though, like on to Cardiff, and then we'll close then. Do you think that they can? How do you think they'll perform? Or do you think they've got a good chance in staying up? Or do you think
they're down?
And
there's no good.
That's a bit harsh. That is harsh.
No, you asked it just from my opinion. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I put my hand up and say, "Wow, I got it wrong." Because in September, I thought City were going down. You're asking me as a pundit, give my opinion. I'm not going to sit on the fence because a lot of people, well, maybe. In my opinion, Cardiff don't score enough goals. They rotate the possession too quickly by playing a bit too direct. And at the back, I don't think Bamber and Morrison can really hold out like the better strikers. And in the Premiership, nearly everybody, even us, who are rock bottom, we got an Arnautovic, who's a top draw striker. So that's really difficult to them. Warnock's doing a great job. Obviously, they're going to graft. I think they've been grafting harder than we've been grafted in some of our games because, they're sticking in there, they're trying, they're determined and all the rest of it. And they know they're up against it. But I think they would be, I think everyone's favourites in it to go down. So I'm not really saying anything. If you ask all the pundits.
No, I think West Ham stay up easy. Cardiff got a good chance of staying up. It's going to be a shocking team this year. It's going to go down.
Yeah, there's always one who's a surprise, isn't it? Like Stoke was a bit of a surprise, and that because for 5 or 6 years they had that stability that I wish we had. They were like 8th, 9th, 8th, 10th. It's like, wow, wicked. Then you can build on something because then you're an established Premiership team.
They started selling then, didn't they?
That's the problem. The money and I well, they sold us Arnautovic.
Yeah.
And then in the end, Arnautovic scored against them. Which sent them down and kept us up.
Yeah. So one could argue that West Ham are a survival specialist, eh?
I don't know about specialists because I'm not sure how many
West
times.
Ham alone now.
But we've been relegated a number of times. So anybody who says, so we're a bit of a yo-yo club.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm not here sitting here saying like I would love to be like Everton, never being relegated. Like so, you're solid.
He's a realist. You're asking a realist.
But sometimes we're in for 5 years and then something goes wrong. Then we get relegated for a couple of years. And then, because we're a big club,
Big Sam brings you back up.
Somebody will bring us back up in 2 or 3 years.
I'll be honest with you, mate. West Ham, I'll be honest with you, I'll say now, West Ham got a top manager in Pellegrini. They call all West Ham fans, you've got nothing to worry about.
Okay,
well, do you know what? I won't be surprised if he's delivered you silverware.
Do you remember us getting relegated with 42 points? I remember being in here, and it was Birmingham, and I think we had like Defoe, I don't know, Lampard.
Yeah, but this is a top manager. You've got a top manager in Pellegrini.
We had half of England's team.
Yeah.
And all the pundits like you, they won't get relegated, they won't get relegated.
Yeah, but I know Pellegrini. I know Pellegrini's a top manager.
And we went down.
I know Pellegrini's a top manager.
We went down with 42
But he's
points.
a top manager. He come on his terms.
Yeah, he's a top manager.
He's a top manager.
He's a top manager at the top team. At the top team with loads of money.
When was the last time we went to Everton and won? When was the last time? He came out yesterday. He came out on his interview and said, "We're going there to win, and we will win."
Well, when was the last time we lost 4 games on the trot?
Doesn't matter.
Then you can't have it the same.
Doesn't matter. But you're looking at it in a way like this guy. Don't know what he's doing.
No, I've never said that.
Pellegrini knows what he's doing.
I've never said that.
He doesn't win Pellegrini.
I never said that.
Pellegrini's a top manager.
No, he never said that. What we're saying is, and I concur with it, when you go to Malaga and they give you 200 million,
yeah, but
or you go to Madrid and they give you a load of money. And
come on, he was so unlucky. Come on, he lost the title, but Real Madrid by a point against the best Barcelona team. But by a point, no one have come that close since him. No one have won it since him. Not Zidane. Since Guardiola, and that was the best, and he went and lost it by a point. So you've got to, when his credit is due, He's a top manager.
Yeah, but he's a top manager